Good morning, everyone. It's Kermitcat here, and today I have my my next train set tour for a Thomas Wooden Railway layout, and I'm just going to get into it. So now, really quick, before I do, I actually made a layout before this that seemed like a good design at first, but turned out to not be a good design. But I've made a new design, and I am very, very happy with how this one turned out. So I'm gonna get into it now. I'm gonna get up and typical fashion like everyone does and just pan the camera around. I just looked at the clock and realized it's almost noon at the time I'm recording this, and I still haven't eaten breakfast because I've been putting like the finishing touches on the, well, not really the finishing touches, but like, you know, just been cleaning some stuff up, like, you know, all the spare pieces I left laying around, and there might still be some spare pieces laying around, but I don't know how I'm going to show you guys, but I did take pictures of the last layout. To put it quite simply, the last layout design, it just didn't work for me. But this one definitely works a lot better. And there are a few things I did kind of the same with this layout that were very different from the last one, but I'm going to get right to it. I probably should have had a drink of water before I started this. So I guess I'll start here at Knapford Station since I'm here. One of the mistakes that I noticed that I made was I always put Knapford Station in like the corner. Like if you look over where Ulfstead is with the Thomas over there, the Thomas carrying case, that is where Knapford Station was on the last, like, you know, layout that you guys saw. And then on the most previous one, I had it by the bookshelf there. But now I've decided to put it like, not really in the center, but kind of in the middle, because I figured, well, maybe that would help with some of this, like, you know, building. And I would have made this video a lot sooner, but I had ordered a few things, and the last thing to arrive, which took what felt like ages to arrive, was this second Knapford Station building, which I wanted to get so it looked a little more complete. And while building this layout, I actually planned ahead where I put this one on that side first and built the track alongside of it, so if I do get a second one, which I did, I wouldn't have to worry about that because, like, you know, there's already space there. But I did eventually add this siding for like, you know, Gordon to rest in, I guess. But he's over here pulling the express. We got James with the goods train, Murdoch with an even more increased circus train, because I actually ordered another eBay lot that I only wanted 2 pieces from, and I did get it. And then we got Emily with the old slow coach, and the lines, I'm actually very happy with how the lines stretch out and how they kind of connect like this, because on the last layout, it was, the last design that I did that you guys didn't see, it was very poorly done. But we've got the lines kind of come through here, and originally I wasn't going to leave these houses here, but I decided to leave them here anyway, and then I got the signal box off that eBay lot that I was talking about. And immediately, we have some sheds here. There's 2 single-engine sheds on this side, there's one on this side, and we got the roundhouse. So this is supposed to be Knapford sheds. I'm no longer using that big sunflower turntable, as I like to call it, since I would always use the curved pieces on that. Because this was also one of the other things that I ordered. I ordered quite a few things to include, like, 2 of these single-engine sheds. I don't know if these are the exact 2, but now I think I have like a total of 11 of these single-engine sheds. But it immediately goes over into Ellsbridge, where we've got Spencer, and I found these figures ages ago, and I just didn't want to use them because they weren't really Thomas Wooden Railway style, but this one right here looks like Hugh Neutron, and I just thought that was hilarious. And there's actually 2 of them, so there is another one just like that somewhere on the slab. But we got Spencer here at Ellsbridge. We also got Samson with these cargo cars. I got 4 of these blue cargo cars now. I have no clue how I did that. And then Sodermail coach, and he's here at like this transfer station area. And all these lines just kind of connect. This piece you'll probably see quite a bit. This is like a these were the 2 pieces of like the wacky track that I had as a kid that broke, and I found like another one of the other, like, you know, small pieces, like the way it was built, and I just glued them together to make like an oddly length piece of track. And as you can see here, it helped a lot. Yeah, but before I go any farther down that line, I better show you over here we've got, this is basically Crosby. We've got Harvey and Rosie here. Harvey with the breakdown train. My, not really too proud of this custom works coach. I might need to repaint that, but we've got Rosie there with these, you know, coal cargo cars, and then we've got the coal station. We got Stanley and Hector, and, excuse me, these lines kind of go through here. This line goes through here, and it comes to a switch where Charlie and Billy are at this Crosby coal loader, which I now have 2 of these. There's the knockoff Rickety painted to look like he's full of coal. And I actually attached the track to the building here. This is something that I wanted to do on the last 2 layouts, but I didn't have the resources to do it. And surprisingly, when I built this layout, I had a ton of straight track left over, and of course a ton of curved pieces left over. But you know, that's such as fate. But I was just surprised that I had so many straight pieces left over. But anyway, the line kind of comes over to this 3-way switch, and these 2 lines kind of go to the same place, but we'll get to that later. I think for right now, I better show you guys Tidmouth. So you will see that there's this one line that Emily is on, where if you follow the switches, it goes across this weird X crossing, I guess is what you would call it. I don't know. This was another thing that I got off eBay in between videos when I went on my hiatus. And yeah, I thought it was kind of odd, but it definitely helped a lot in this spot. But it comes on over here to the sheds, and now my shadow's definitely going to get in the way, but I'm going to walk back over here where I was at the beginning and show you guys the sheds. So we've got Toby's shed made out of the building blocks that I absolutely love. That will forever be Toby's shed. I'm never going to change that. And we have Stafford here with the milk. And this tunnel thing, I don't know what this tunnel thing came from. I don't know the name of the set. If anyone knows, please tell me. But it has like signs pointing to the wharf, excuse me, and Tidmouth, which, you know, is kind of right here. But I'm just using it as Daisy's shed, so Stafford's probably trying to get Daisy to get out of the shed and take the milk. And there's a little bit of a makeshift parking lot here. And also here at Crosby with, like, Butch, the Crosby station cargo trucks, and Lorry 3, and a mechanic there. And then we've got Stop and Hat's car. And then these some of these are Hot Wheels, which I've gotten. I don't know about that one. I actually don't know what brand that one is, but there's a Supra. Dude, is this a Supra? But then we've got this shed design, and I'm actually very happy with how this shed design turned out, because I originally wanted to do what Keek Ray always did, which was, like, you know, flip the turntable the wrong way and then, like, you know, put the sheds off to the side. But instead, I have all these sheds these lines off to the side here, all 5 of them. And as you can see, there are a total, like, of 11 spaces where engines can sleep. And we've got some foreign engines visiting. We also got Ryan in the middle there. We got Birdie and Elizabeth off to the sides. This signal is not right. Okay, I hope that fixed it a little bit. There's a water tower here. This is another thing. I now have technically 4 water towers instead of just the 1, and this one actually still works because it still has a fair bit of water in it. And that's probably because it's, like, the most recent water tower. But this line does, like, eventually go over to this this switch here. But then there's this other switch, and it goes to the sawmill, which is just a great big loop. But we've got that thing, my Nintendo DSi. But we've got the Tidmouth Timber Yard. We got the logging locos here. We got this switch, another mechanic. And here's the actual destination itself. And as I said, it just goes in a loop. But yeah, it's on this this board. I actually used this board on the last layout for something like this, like a little forest scene, to keep all the trees upright, because these trees are a big pain in the tuchus to try and set up on carpet. But I got this set up now, and yeah, so I guess now I should probably backtrack a little bit, no pun intended, and show you guys the other parts of Tidmouth. I think I'm just gonna have to use a zoom for this, so we've got this line, and it goes around to Tidmouth Station, where we got Thomas, Percy, and Toby, and we got the 2 mail cars. One of those is actually a lead paint recall, I do believe. I'm 99% sure it is. The other one does not have lead paint. And then we got Toby pulling, like, Henrietta and some goods in the florist tram. I forgot to mention in the collection video, I got that ages ago from my cousins, who don't play with this stuff anymore. They actually gave me their whole collection, which, you know, wasn't a huge collection, but they had quite a few pieces that I did not have. And that was one of them, but I think they lost Flora, and to make matters worse, they actually moved, so unfortunately, I think Flora was one of those toys that they lost during the move. But we got Toby's Windmill there, and all these tracks just kind of converge together. And then this middle track with the Hat Street crossing goes past these sheds here where, let's see, that's Donald. I kind of forgot. Yeah, that's Donald, is under the Arsdale chute. So here's the Arsdale Railway. Now, much like the last two layouts, I guess I don't need to zoom anymore. It's just a great big circle. So we've got these sheds here, and I'll definitely show you a front view of the sheds in a minute, because this is, bleh, this is really nice. I really like the way this turned out, but it's basically just this one great big circle, and there's like a line going to the turntable, and we got the barrel loader, and then some wool, like a wool train that Bert is pulling down there. And then Mike is pulling these what used to be these all-aboard brand wooden railway cargo cars with bogies, but I painted them, and I was going to put the word Arsdale on them. I painted them in my art class as, like, you know, a extra credit project, I guess. I didn't really need it, but, you know, it was just, like, the most convenient for me, because you know, they had all the supplies, and my teacher was more than happy to help me out with it. He didn't think they were going to turn out good, and it didn't turn out good. I was going to paint the word Arsdale on them, but I think they look fine the way they are. But we got Frank down there with a breakdown train. You can see where the line goes on over to where Mike is, and this line just goes straight through and connects to the switch. Here's the bookshelf here. I'll definitely show that at the end of the video, like I always do. But then we've got the mountain tunnel here, and the switches, depending on where you go, you could go, like, you know, over it or through it. And if you go over it, there's Skiff. If you go over it, it goes around the bend, and it leads back into Ellsbridge. But if you go through it, it goes over Bulgy's Bridge. So that's where Stepney is with Caroline, and there's Bulgy. This was a setup that I had on the last layout, the one that you guys didn't see, where I had Bulgy, like, underneath the bridge here, and the pack is just making sure that, yep, he fits under it now, because they're like, you know, that's going to be like a story that I'm going to make where they got to fix the bridge and make sure Bulgy actually fits underneath it. But we got Stepney here with Caroline, and then we've got 4 Soda Bay bridges now, and these go past Knapford sheds. It's kind of tight here. I wasn't too happy with how this turned out, but you guys got to keep in mind that this is technically my bedroom. I have this little cube area over here where I have 2 closets to, like, either side of the room, and then in between them I have this great big cube where I like, you know, cube shaped area where I've hung up a curtain, and that's where my bed is. This room is above the garage, so it's pretty big, but I am, like, limited to space. I'm afraid the layout is now, like, pretty much the biggest I can technically make it. Like, I could spread it out to, like, you know, more over here. There's plenty of space over here, but I need walking space to get to my bed. And, you know, not only that, but, you know, other people coming into my room sometimes, like, you know, they would also like a place to sit. They are not, they don't like taking chances like I do walking over this thing to get to one of the big wide open spaces that I've left in the middle for me to sit in. Oh, I almost forgot the most important thing about the Arsdale Railway. There's a switch here, and if you go straight instead of to the right, it goes through the mountain tunnel, and it goes to this little mine area where I've got Jack and Alfie with some ballast pieces. There's the Marin Station. I was going to use that. It's the 3-in-1 scenes. It changes to Marin Station, the lumber company, and the ice cream factory. I was going to use it as the lumber company and put it over there with the sawmill, but I decided, you know what, I got this empty space over here, and it's technically near Gordon's Hill, so I figured, you know what, there's not really a scene where, like, you know, James could come flying through here and crash into a tar tanker, but, you know, it, oh man, that's what I should have done. I had a tar tanker just sitting around somewhere. I should have put it there for this video. That would have been kind of funny, but anyway, that's... They just end like those mineshaft things, like this makeshift shed that I built when I was like 8, I guess, and then this other shed thing that my dad built for me, which I think was supposed to be what I wanted to use it for. It was supposed to be for Captain Bulstrode, but I ended up using it as like a mine thing instead. So yeah, so now I guess we'll move on to the docks, and then I'll get on over to Wellsworth, because I'm just kind of jumping all over the place now. So I guess this outside area here, past the bridges here, I guess this is where the ships would wait for the tugboats to come and bring them in. So there's the old Soder Bay tugboat with a Soder Bay cargo ship. And I put the lighthouse bridge back here because there were a few things that I neglected to put on this layout. Mainly the Vicarstown bridge, which I'm now just using back here at the docks again. And not only that, but also the Culdee Fell Railway, which I really wanted to do that again, but I unfortunately forgot, and now there is no room for that. But we've got the docks here, and I may need to do a jump cut. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the garage door is opening, which means someone's home, and I may have to stop to go help with something. But we've got the docks here, and we've got Henry about to pull the Flying Kipper. I should probably get down for this so you guys can actually see. We got Henry pulling the Flying Kipper. We got Salty with the Yumpsters yogurt cars. We got Porter and Arthur there with some freight cars. There's Milk and Tar Tanker. And then we got, this is something else I ordered. These new style models of Bill and Ben, which I think for a hot minute, these were actually really rare and hard to find, but I randomly found them for $25 free shipping. And I was like, oh, screw it, I better snatch these. So that's what I did. But yeah, the very last thing I ordered was that other Knapford Station building. But we got Cranky here about to unload Bulstrode. We got some other boats and barges and such around here. But it's just a nice little like harbor area. It's kind of like a wharf almost, actually, because of like how tight everything is. I mean, it was probably this tight the like very last layout design, but I think this one is tighter. It feels tighter to me for some reason. But we've got this line here, it goes over the bridge, and it leads back to Knapford. But then we've got this switch here, and then this, once again, is my pathetic excuse of a Sodor Search and Rescue Center. But I've got Bell and Flynn now. These were also some pieces that my cousins gave me that they didn't play with anymore. And we also have the fire train. And also in that lot, there was this extra fire hose piece, which goes missing off that thing a lot. And I figured, you know what, I'll just put it on that. It works perfectly. And then we got Harold, some stop signs, a ramp, and we got the magic buffers here with Lady. And I just remembered, I didn't actually go into full detail with the Arsdale layout, but here we have the sheds, a beautiful, beautiful shed with the trees and everything. Oh, it's beautiful. And then the two pieces that I wanted out of this lot, which was a bidding lot that I won, was this old style water tower. And I actually don't know that many users who actually own this item. Like, I think Enterprising Engine 93 is the only one that I know of who actually has this, but it's two pieces and it was in very good condition. I was honestly expecting like a hole and peg type deal, but no, you just stack them apparently. So, you know, maybe knocking it over would make for a fun episode idea. But these two lines here with the shed here, instead of going straight through, they just end. And then we've got this four-way switch here. We've got Molly and Neville. And then we've got this line here that goes to Tidmouth Halt. And then we've also got the cement works here. And another thing that I ordered were these road ramps. I have 4 of these in total. I got them all for like $15. It was, again, one of those moments where it's just like, you know, these things were really rare, and then all of a sudden, boom, there it was for like a very low price, and I was like, oh, screw it, I better get this. But we got Tidmouth Halt here with Duck, the Knapford Express coaches, and we got the passengers there. We've got the not the cargo ship, but the 3-piece pirate ship, and these lines just go back over to where Gordon is at Knapford, and then, of course, there's 2 lines that just end in buffers there. We got Lorry 2 there, and then this line. I think I already mentioned Neville and Molly pulling their own trucks or whatever, but we've got, oh, I knocked over a crossing sign. All right, there we go. But then we've got the Wellsworth crossing, and this is the Wellsworth area. So here we have the like actual Wellsworth station, and I don't really like how it's so close to the scrapyard. Before anyone panics, this was a piece that was in that lot that I got with the water tower. I don't know what happened there, but it was like that when I bought it. It was in the lot. I didn't really care, so I just decided to put it in the scrapyard. But we've got the we got Wellsworth here, and I actually put this three-way switch track down because Wellsworth in the TV series, I'm thinking of like specifically episode like, you know, Whistles and Sneezes, I think is what it's called, where Gordon races through the middle line here, where we've got Oliver with like a recycling train. We got Boko with some scrap cars and a soda mail coach. And then we got Edward, there's Water Tower with his Knapford Express coaches here at Wellsworth. And Boco's line goes through and it actually goes back to Knapford, whereas Oliver's line goes through the crossings and over to the docks and Brendam, I suppose. Edward's line actually just goes in a loop around the scrapyard where Diesel is with some fuel cars. That is another custom tanker that I got. I went out of state to visit family, and they had this Polar Express thing going on, and I went into the gift shop, and they had a bunch of unpainted tankers and only one unpainted coach or brake or van, I guess, and I painted that to look like Harvey's coach for the breakdown train, I guess. But we've got the scrapyard here, the scrap lorry, we got Reg and his pieces, we got Scruff, and then we got this thing over here. And then here, I'm not really too happy with how close everything is to here, because this line then just goes down to Crovan's Gate where the works is. But we've got some diesels here. We got this oil derrick thing. And then we've got the actual diesel works itself. So it goes underneath this step stool thing and makes for like a makeshift shed. Focus on the engines, please. Thank you. And we got this turntable which came with the roundhouse set, and then this is the roundhouse that I grew up with as a kid, and we've got some diesels in there. We've got Diesel 10, Splatter Dodge, D199, and D261, and we just got this random tunnel here which I just put because I thought it looked kind of cool, like a like a secret entrance to somewhere or something, like a shortcut to the Diesel Works. I can definitely see that being like that SpongeBob gag. We gotta take the shortcut, and then this is just in the Diesel Works for no reason. These pieces actually came with the Ellsbridge station. These pieces of wood on top here, they were holding it in place, I believe. It was either Ellsbridge station or this thing, because they got both of them before the pandemic, I think, from a hobby station, which was really really cool. And I got them both for discounted prices, because this one was missing the oil tanker that it came with, which was like exclusive to it. Very unfortunate, but you know. Anyway, the scrapyard kind of, I don't know why the camera's not really focusing now. I hope it is, but I don't know if it is. So anyway, oh, I almost forgot about this. We've got Trevor here with some chickens, the apple trees, and these other apple trees. This line that goes past Knapford here, where Philip is with some coal cars, there is this this five-way switch. Keith Gray has done this in the past plenty of times, but I kind of wanted to do it since, you know, I got that turntable, and I could actually, like, you know, spare this for a yard area. So I've got the yard here where we got Scruffy probably starting to probably trying to start another click or something. And we got a bunch of other freight cars here, and the mean, clean, pristine soda mail coach, brand new condition. Oh, it's beautiful. And then, oh god, now the camera's doing that thing again. I never should have tapped the screen, because now it's just going to continuously do that. But then, you know, we're here back at Tidmouth now. But we've already been there, so I'm just gonna move right on along. So if you take track 4, that is track 4, right? Yeah, that's track 4. You take track 4 where Emily's on, and you go straight, you go over this crossing here, and then you go over another crossing where George is, and it goes to the scrapyard, and this road just eventually leads over to the cement works. But this line here goes underneath this bridge where Duncan is, and this kind of leads over to the Skarloey Railway. So it goes around this bend. We got Neil here with some cars. We got the Soda Railway Repair, Soda Power Station, and that eventually leads over to Ulfstead. And then we also have the Skarloey Railway here. So this is pretty much the same as it was on the layout that you guys didn't see, but it's been expanded a little bit where I got more sheds here. So I tried to make it look like how it does in the TV series, where there's like, you know, I think there's like 3 lines of track that go through here, but I only could put 2. But then we've got Rheneas and Bertram here. That's Mr. Percival. I know you guys can't see from the angle. There we go. And then this is another custom that I did in art class, which is supposed to be the speed killer, I guess. If any of you guys even know that that book where Rusty has to pull the weed killer and then Renee slips on it, but I guess now Bertram gets to take it. But we got some other sheds here. These pieces I wanted to use at Tidmouth because it looked a little more natural, but they're kind of needed here for these sheds and for this area to look like how it does in the books and in the TV series. But we got a turntable here with Rusty and some this cargo car, which was like the piece that came with Diesel and had the barrier or whatever it's called. But this line, all these switches do eventually come and connect, but they all kind of sprawl out a little bit. There's old style birdie. It goes over this. Actually, I'll get to that in a minute because that's kind of my favorite part about the layout, the narrow gauge layout at least, because it's a lot more spread out and it doesn't seem like an afterthought like it did the last layout that you guys saw. But this these tracks here, there's this line that also comes on over to this water tower. That is 4 water towers. There's one here, one at Wellsworth, one at Tidmouth, and then one at on the Arsdale Railway. But it goes along here to Crovan's Gate Station, where we've got Douglas pulling the train, and we got Skarloey pulling a couple Annies and a couple Clarabelles. And then we've got the pedestrian bridge here with some pedestrians on it. And you may notice that the signals are missing, and that's because I took them out on purpose because my cat started to chew on them. She thought they were some kind of candy or something. And she left a bunch of teeth marks in them. They're up here on the table, so I still have them. They're not thrown away or anything, but I was just kind of ticked off about that because, you know, she had never done anything like that before, and now they have a bunch of teeth marks in them, and they were in pretty much brand new condition, and now they're not in brand new condition anymore because she chewed them up. But I forgive her though. You know, I mean, I understand she's a cat, but I'm still a little ticked about it. So there's a V-switch here. The line that Douglas is on is just a dead end. We then have Skarloey's line. It goes into the Steamworks here where we have all my Coldy Fell customs. We got Coldy on the hoist there. We got Madge. This T-switch just goes in like a loop around here. Pretty much all this track is like dual gauge, I'd say, but we've got, you know, customs, this scrap car, which is like a Soder Steamworks car. We got Kevin, and we got Victor here off to the side. And then we also have Terrence, because if you saw the collection video, unfortunately, Terrence is missing his treads now. They both came off. But I definitely, I don't want to say I got my money's worth out of them, but I mean, I've had them for a very long time, so I'm surprised they last for as long as they did. But the line through Crovan's Gate continues along here. My shadow's probably going to be in the way. It goes past the big toolbox, and it goes into this forest area where I've got the trees on the track, which is another thing that I ordered. I actually got it new in the box, and it has a Zany Brainy barcode on it, which is kind of cool. But we've got all these trees here. It's more of like a straight shot. Like, it's not all twisty and curvy like I wanted it to be. And then I have these technically like lazy custom coaches where I just like wrapped paper around them and colored them and all that, because these are Annie and Clarabelles. I didn't want to paint them for some reason. I don't know why, but I just couldn't bring myself to like actually painting them. And not only that, but I feel I would definitely mess that up, and that would probably have taken a lot longer. But we've got Duke. This is Duke, and then Luke is over here at this T-switch where we got Peter Sam and some gold prospectors cars, and it goes on over to the incline. And that area is kind of cool, but I'll get over to that in a minute. Then we've got this random like snow-themed tunnel, and on the other side it's like this snow globe type thing. And I've had this tunnel for a while now. This was something that I got in like one of those lots where I got the water tower, one of the new style water tower, and the flexi track. But I didn't notice this till just recently when I tried to push a train through it. It has this icicle thing that's kind of like the quarry mine tunnel, and that was kind of a pain in the tuchus to like, you know, get a train through. But, you know, as I said, Peter Sam's line goes over to that incline. I never should have messed with this, but anyway, we then have like Ulfstead Castle over here, but we'll get to that in a minute. This line then wraps around back to the sheds. There's a few lines that go through here. This one just loops through the tunnel and goes back to the sheds here, but I guess that's just another shed. And then this one, I just, yeah, I did what I could. I just wanted to use this piece again because this is something that I've had since I was a kid, and I absolutely love it. But anyway, I think now I'm going to get on to, like, probably my favorite part about the Skarloey Railway. This bridge here that Duncan is on, if we go along the bridge, we'll see Duncan with, like, you know, the flatbeds and the dynamite car and a van, and it goes over the wacky bridge, another thing that I got in a lot with that tunnel. And then, something that I got for this past Christmas, it goes over the, the lift bridge. And I think maybe I should now just hop over this part of the layout so you guys can see it. For those who don't know, this bridge, or not the bridge, but this green roof here is actually removable. So I super glued it on because it came off too easily, but it's glued on there now, so it's not going anywhere anytime soon. But this upper line is for narrow gauge engines, and this lower line is for standard gauge engines, which is I can definitely see some pretty funny stories regarding Sir Handel, Duncan, and Smudger. But it goes along over here. There's a crane here on the dynamite stand, and it comes along. And this track here is just a loop, but it goes along past the really big Thomas and Boulder Mountain. And there's another tunnel connected to this because I have 3 of those single stone tunnels. So there it is back there. But as I said, that's just a loop back there. We got the Barry here. We got Ivo Hugh. We got Smudger with some quarry cars. We got Thumper. And this doubles as like Boulder Quarry and the China Clay Pits. So we have Timothy and Mavis here, an Erdl figure, some of these plastic rocks. We got Dynamite Train. And it's just, I don't know. I'm kind of happy with how this turned out because, once again, this doesn't seem like an afterthought. And I was actually really happy with how it turned out on the layout that you guys didn't see, which I don't know how I'm going to show you guys that. I took pictures. I'll probably make, like, you know, a YouTube community post or something to show you guys, but I'm definitely not going to put them in this video because that takes too long to edit. I mean, it doesn't take that long to edit, but it just takes longer to load. But we've got this shed here, which I used for the narrow gauge engines the last time. And now I'm using it for the quarry engines because, well, I think there's like a bit in like Tale of the Brave where Bill, Ben, and Timothy are asleep underneath this this roof. That's more like a it's not really a shed, but you know, it just has roofs. It just has this roof and a bunch of support beams, so it's not really a shed, but you know, and that's what this kind of looks like with all these pieces here. So yeah, this is just a dead end, but this does like kind of come back over to the dockyard area. So now I'm just looking around a little bit to make sure I covered everything except Ulfstead Castle, because Ulfstead Castle is not really like, you know, the last thing that I want to show, but I suppose it should be. So now, for the most part, the only like dual gauge track here, I guess, is this loop that goes all the way around the castle. That's like elevated, where we've got Stephen and we've got Millie there. There's Sir Handel with the crane, and it goes back to the sheds. These lines kind of connect to Ulfstead and this bridge here. This is another thing that I got for Christmas. This Rolf's Castle drawbridge, which, well, actually, I don't know if it's a drawbridge, but, you know, it's got the gate, which is down right now. But then it also has the lifted up portion, which I have tied because it kind of gets in the way, like the quarry mine tunnel. But it goes through. Oh, whoops! That is not what I want to do. I keep forgetting this phone. This is a new phone, and I forget that it has those features. But we've got the sliding hill here, and the track actually does go underneath it. But we've got the T-switch up here, and as you can see, those just go in loops. But here's a turntable. It ends in a ramp. There's a buffer there. These two lines kind of converge here, which is very hard to do, and it does look a little awkward. But it converges here at the switch, and it goes around and goes through here. That's just some spare pieces. Those are just spare pieces I ended up not using. And then we've got a switch here. And then I guess this is like, you know, technically Ulfstead mine. If you look, it's not even connected, but I couldn't really find a piece to connect it. I have exhausted all of my double male adapters for this layout, unfortunately. Oh God, my throat is so sore now. But I think that will conclude it for this layout. I think I got everything. I'm just doing like a quick once over, making sure that I did get everything. Yeah, I believe I did. Just looking around one last time, make sure I did. Yeah, okay. I guess I also forgot to mention the transfer station here with the ramps. They go here, and they go through Bulgy's Bridge, and there's another ramp here and a lighthouse there, and this is a really nice hill area. And now, I guess it's time to show my my shelves where I keep all my Thomson Railway items, or anything, I guess, because I know Turtles and Thomas likes to make videos like these sometimes, and I figure, you know what, I might as well do this in like a layout video, so that I don't have to. But here's a shelf where I keep all of my Thomson Railway items, like all of my duplicates. There are a few non-Thomson Railway things. This was this is something that my older sister found at a yard sale, or sorry, an estate sale, as she calls them, and it's the narrator is Ringo Starr, but it's, you know, James Learns a Lesson in Other Stories. It's an actual VHS, but I don't have a VHS player, so there's no way to watch it, and now it's just a little thing to put on the shelf here. But I do like it on the shelf because it kind of gives it a nice pop of red when there's all this blue and green everywhere. But, you know, we've got all the engines that you hopefully saw in the collection video, and it starts again all the way up here. And we've got all these. There's a Polar Express ticket from that thing where I was talking about, where I got the pieces. We got the other soda repair there. We got the train thing, train sign, I guess, no parking or whatever. The Scruff in the garbage car packaging, which I decided to keep just because I really liked the packaging and how that was done. And then, of course, we got some factory error items. I hope okay, good, my shadow's not going to be on this one. But, you know, I've got my factory error items there, which I'm drawing a blank as to whether or not I even showed those in the last collection video, which I hope I did. But, yeah, and actually, I completely forgot to mention, oh, whoops, I knocked over a workman. Douglas is pulling these ballast cars underneath the chute here, and you'll notice one of them is the Soda Railway Repairs ballast car. And that's because I got a second Soda Railway Repair, and I decided to take the middle car and add it to one of them, so it's a little more complete looking. It actually looks like a railway maintenance thing that would, like, you know, replace the ballast or whatever. But yeah, so that's just one shelf. Now I'll move on to to this other bookshelf. We've got all these boxes. Another thing my older sister picked up for me recently, TF2 Medic, new in the box. We've got all my Team Fortress 2 action figures on the shelf here, and then we've got this beautiful display here where I've got a bunch of my other duplicates, my 1992 Thomas, and these plastic figures of Stop Matt and Lady Hat, which, I don't know, maybe predicted the whole Thomas Wood nonsense, question mark. And then we've got the Big City engine here, and some Scruffies, Annies, and Clarabelles. So that's 2 out of 3 shelves now, I guess. I have to show you guys. And then the third one is over here. I did this top display first, where I used the sort of suspension bridge. I really wanted to use this on this layout again. I really did, but I couldn't really because I didn't have the pieces for it, unfortunately. But we also have all my spare stop hats up there, I guess, all my other duplicates. And then we've got some spare pieces, Dale Thomas items, the Chinese Dragons and Heralds off to the sides here. We've got the all my Erdl and other Thomas the Tank Engine brand toys that aren't Wooden Railway here. And then we've also got the entire blue team here. Then we got this shelf with all this other nonsense. I'm just speeding this up because I'm almost at 40 minutes, which is ridiculous. And then we've got 33, my fire truck. And then we got some books down here. We got the collector's book and the Thomas the Tank Engine books. And I got my comic books, my Asterix, Lucky Lukes, and Tintins. So, yeah, I hope that was a nice little tour of the shelves. I can't really get a good angle of this, but I put all the aquarium cars on like a curved Marin bridge back there because I just kind of got tired of the aquarium cars. But yeah, this is my layout. I have no clue when I'll be able to make any episodes or anything because I fortunately have made another video which is more Team Fortress 2 related. My whole secret project that I keep telling you guys about, I have no clue when that's coming out or if it is even going to come out at this point. But the next video I upload, or unless I upload it before this one, is going to be a Team Fortress 2 related video regarding the action figures. But I feel I've rambled on enough. I'm doing one last look over to make sure I did cover everything, which I did. So I hope you all enjoyed. I'm going to end this video just before it hits the 40-minute mark. Thank you all for watching.